every day we putting our life on the line. There's a video we got right now that's on Instagram. It got 46,000 views. It was a young girl getting stumped out on 125th Street. They jumping her, nobody stopping her, people just got their camera out. Me and my team, we go in, we grab the little girl, and if you see in the video, my brother that's in the back, he's begging the lady at McDonald's, if you don't let nobody else in, at least let her in. She don't stand a chance out here. Her life is up for grabs right now. She's not gonna make it. And I'm begging you, and he was begging her to the lady let her in. And somebody recorded that. And the lady that recorded it, I want to speak to her so bad because we know that's not a popular thing to record saving lives. We usually want to see somebody die or get hurt. That's the most popular thing out there. So to be here and talk about the budget cut, it hurt us that the commissioner was able to do that. To take a program away from us that's saving our kids that got, listen, protection. Our kids was protected with Next Step. We started right in St. Nick. We out there, we used to, listen, I used to be in St. Nick behind the gun. I used to be recruiting kids after you cursed them out. After mommy and daddy cursed them out, I'm telling them, yo, I can work with you just the way you are. I don't care that you're an A-hole, I don't care if you're dumb, you're an MF, I don't care about none of that. You still can push it back. You still can squeeze a gun. And what ended up hurting me is that it's so funny how it's only happening in our community. They got so many programs for people to kill themselves. But the ones that don't want to die, and we getting gunned down every day in the street, they don't want to make billion-dollar programs for us. Next Step was one of them. Yeah, Next Step was one of the programs that was really working. It was doing everything that it was supposed to and more. We was meeting kids for like a few minutes, and in a few minutes, they'd come to our program and be there for 2 hours. And from 2 hours, they end up being there for a lifetime. To the point now, we only helping the kid, we helping his family, we helping him in every way that's possible. We helping him with his baby shower, we watching him go from boys to men, we watching the women get mad. Like, it was so many things happening for somebody to just do that and just go to show me how come we so hurt and messed up in our community. One of the things that Liberal Redemption do, and it's incredible as well, is our attribute is relationship. We feel our relationship should be slow cooked. It shouldn't be rushed. It shouldn't be something that you take for granted. There's a lot of people that we're working with now that we met 20 years ago. They didn't know that one day we'll be working together to really hit the streets. My team, we known for being doctors of the street. We always want to know where the pain lies at. We don't assume we know nothing. We don't look at nobody and take it on ourselves to say, I know what you're feeling. Because sometimes the pain is not a physical pain. Sometimes it's a mental. So one of the things that Liberal Redemption do as well is we got a program which is called FEC, which is a Family Enrichment Center, where now we work with the whole family, so you can bring that baby that cries so loud. You can bring that baby that can't stop moving. You can bring that baby that just nobody know why it don't do what it do except be a kid. We got that type of place. We got FFT because we say everybody needs a therapist. I think everybody in the world needs a therapist. I don't even think the ones that we keep figuring and saying that's the wrong person. No, everybody need one. Because sometimes I need to tell somebody something. Listen, the talks I need to be having is not only with God sometimes. I need to have a human relationship conversation. Lucky I got a good pastor that'll do that for me. The other thing about Liberal Redemption that is major is that we got a YSC program, which is dealing with youth, where they're in school and they're having problems, or they get bullied, or they're part of a gang, or they're court involved. And one of the things that we had to realize with that is that a lot of times our kids is lost because we lost. Sometimes we kill our kids with emotions and words, with actions and words. Why? Because we don't understand how messed up we are mentally. Amen. We so messed up sometimes, it hurts sometimes to look in the mirror to just see yourself and try to figure out what you want to do with yourself. So one of the things that we do lastly is we meet our kids where they at, but we give them a chance to work in community service. Not the community service that's got the negative thing about it, but the positive one, where we get a chance to talk to them, meet them, speak to them, ask them questions, find out where their pain really at, where they hurt at, because sometimes the problem not in the street all the time. Sometimes it's in their home. much as we talk about school, sometimes school is one of the worst places to be at. Wow, because you're allowed to say whatever you want in there. You can say anything against God, you can say everything about the devil, you can wear things with the devil stuff on it. But if you get caught in that school with God stuff on, you get kicked out. They took God out of school, and they wondering why so much bad happens. So, lastly, I ended on this. The other part about living redemption that's major, we family oriented. Yeah, I heard earlier.
I'm seeing everything you're doing.
Black man needs to stand up. The father. I'm a father. I'm a black man. And one of the greatest things that's good to me is that when Next Step had a chance to be home, a church homed us. Soul Saving Station for every nation. And what was even more incredible, not only do they step in the street and pull their sleeve up and don't care about what people say about them and how people look at them, the reality is they don't mind supporting people like us. I was damaged goods. They gave me an opportunity to hire my brother. My brother ended up being my boss. Mom's still mad about that. So, another part that makes it so well is that we get a chance to feed the community. And I ended on this. In the community, we got a chance to feed 150,000 families. We took the youth and we allowed them to do a service, a community service. They got paid to be able to do this work. They got paid at the age of 10, all the way until whatever age they end up leaving us, to be able to do the work. And one of the incredible things I heard from one of the kids is
thank you very much. I want to, we're going to hear now from Carmen Quinones, who is, for those of you who don't know, something of a legend in public housing leadership, who has been involved at the Frederick Douglass houses for many, many years, and is one of the voices who has ascended to the national stage at times to talk about the overall situation in housing, although today we're going to talk specifically about violence, and would love to hear your thoughts and what the 3,000 odd residents of Frederick Douglass in particular are saying about what the city needs to be doing to reduce gun violence.
First of all, let me just say hi to my Douglass people. I know that they're watching. Frederick Douglass is the third largest public housing in New York City. We've been actually right now, I'm sitting here and my board is actually feeding people. We fed people till 8 o'clock last night. We fed like about 500 people yesterday, and we're doing it again today. And that's why some of my people are not here, because we got work to do. People are hungry. People are dying. The stigma of public housing, let me talk a little bit about that, because that has a lot to do with what our young people say, oh, you from the projects. No, we're from a housing development. Let's get that straight. Okay? It's a housing development. Our government has failed us on and on and on again. Our public elected officials have continued and continue to fail us over and over and over again. A lot of people look at me and they say, this chick is crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah, I think I'm a little crazy, right? Because when you grow up, just people making decisions for you, as we all have. People voted for us. People made decisions for us because we were too young to make decisions for ourselves. Well, now we're all grown up, right? And I can make my own decisions. Don't make no decisions for me. And so our elected officials do have to learn a lot. New York City Housing Authority, we have the right as residents to own our own developments and run our own developments, manage our own developments, because New York City Housing Authority has not done it. They have failed us over and over. I have seniors living in conditions that they shouldn't be living in. Y'all sending all this money. Listen, I'm an immigrant. I come from an immigrant background. Let's not go there. The truth of the matter is take care of the people here first. Take care of us first. We built this country. We sweat here. And we continue to sweat here. Now let me tell you something. My mother, when I came to Frederick Douglass houses, man, I was 13 years old. Still in Frederick Douglass. We had a fire. I'm a 115 girl from the east side. East side do or die?
That's right.
Yeah. Now I'm a west side. Right? West side. When we got to the west side, we had a fire on 115th Street. Whole building burned. I never forget my mother knocking down that door trying to get us out. Lost my dog Coco there. We were separated for 3 years. My family, there's 5 of us. We were separated for 3 years. You know what's 3 years? That's a lot. That's a lot. And I remember when we got that apartment. We got that apartment and I remember my mother kissing the ground of that apartment because she had all her kids back. Meanwhile, we were all traumatized anyway. We wanted our mother, wanted my father, and we couldn't get that for 3 years. So when I am the president of Douglass Houses, I first was the Democratic district leader in Douglass Houses, and the state committee of Douglass Houses, and now I'm the president. We have to keep these people safe. We have to look out for our seniors that cannot look out for themselves. You talked about our caretakers. Man, my caretakers and me, we like this. I don't let nothing happen to my caretakers. I fight for my caretakers, just like I fight for my police. My policemen, man, they know me. It is about networking, keeping things together. I'm tired of watching a mother cry because a kid died on the corner. Right there in A70, I had a lady looking at domestic violence. We talked about that earlier. She looked out her peephole, and I'm quite sure you heard about it, Arrow. She looked out her peephole, and her husband shot her through that peephole. Right? So you talk about bringing all these people in here, and you ain't fixing what we got here. How do we help everybody and we don't help each other? We don't help what we got. How can we be the United States of America and you can't even look out for me? I can't look out for you. What is it? What is that? I want to know. Because my young men, which I train, have OSHA classes, have everything. I've done it all. I got it together, trust me. Can't get a job. But you giving stuff out for other people that had to sweat here. I got a problem with, I'm sorry, I got a problem with that. I do. And it's not about being Democrat, Republican, I don't care what you are. You're human. We are human beings. And we deserve the respect that my ancestors, my grandmother sweat for in this country. And here, right here. And we continue to do that. We must stop attacking each other. We gotta stop. We gotta stop fighting amongst each other. But in public housing, I'm losing children at record numbers. Gun violence, I just had Put the Guns Down. I do put my anniversary of Put the Guns Down anniversary was this year, putting the guns down. And we had so many good people come. But the thing is, if we don't start at home, mothers have to do their job too. Your son going to school, check that book bag, man. Check under his bed. Check to see what your kid is looking at. We can talk about society, but if we don't start it at home, we ain't doing our job. And if you know somebody that is having problems, your next door neighbor, check on them, bro. It don't cost nothing. Listen, my kids look at me and they know. They know when I walk out that door of 840, there go Carmen. There go Carmen. Yes, there go Carmen. What you doing? Pull up your pants. We can't be afraid of our own children, yo. We can't. Y'all gotta stop being afraid. I will confront the parent. Yes, I will. I still do it. I don't care. I'm ghetto. Whatever. Call me. Call me whatever you want to call me. But if I can save your child while you at work, then that's my job, baby. That is my job. Public housing is, again, the best people come out of public housing, honey. Don't get that twisted. Okay, don't get it twisted. But I really want to just elaborate a little bit on what Amsterdam News has done for Douglas houses. They're always there. Eleanor, thank you. You know, she keeps her hand on the pulse. And that's what we all must do. Keep your hand on the pulse. Please, I came here not to, gun violence is just rough and ragged, but if we don't get our elected officials to do what they have to do and hold their feet to the fire and take them out when we need to take them out and stop going about, you're Republican, you're Democrat, listen, we're human. It doesn't matter where you come from, because I'm going to tell you something. We all need to probably change who we voting for. It got to change. We got to stop voting Democrat all the way down because they gave you some cheese. Yo, this ain't living, bro. It's not. Let's get real. It's not living. No. I can tell you, I've elected more people in my lifetime. Okay? And for what? I can tell, if I sit here, I can tell you go on and go on and go on. I can tell you who they are, what they are, how they live, what they've done and not. I got more dirt than the whole loaf. But you know what? That's not what it's about. What it's about is us standing up as human beings with the right to say, you are not going to do that to me. Saying no when you have to. It took a long time for me to say no. Really did. I've got 19 grandkids and 13 great-grand. Do you really think I want to hear anybody's stuff? You come right or you don't come at all.
Okay. All right. As I said, I like them. We have only a few minutes left. I want to make sure we get any questions from the floor that folks might have. And as you gather your thoughts, I wanted to ask really anybody on the panel, what if you wanted to point to a single initiative that we, the city, residents, employees, everyone, should get behind to sort of, there's always talk about there's no easy answers, it's complicated, and so forth. And believe me, we can deal with complexity. You all know about it, I report on it, and so forth. But out of that complexity, sometimes there are some really promising paths forward. And if anyone wanted to share that, I would love to hear it, just for our own purposes. Yes.
So I would say this. That's one of the things I always talk to my little brother about. And I'd be like, yo, I would love to get paid for what we do, right? But I want to get paid enough to be able to take care of the people I'm helping them. I don't want to just get paid to be able to only take care of my family. And a lot of times we get enough money when we get jobs that only take care of your family. We taking care of kids after 12 a.m. that didn't eat, don't got no food in the house. They've been molested. They've been everything done wrong to them. And what I realize is that, you know, this job is not for everybody. You know, I'm not looking for everybody to do what I do or me and my team do. And one of the realities how I know it's real is that my rabbi used to always say, like, you know, a lot of times we see problems, all we want to do is talk about it. We don't want to have a solution for it. So he said, yo, make yourself a part of the problem and then be solution driven. So what we end up doing is now we got this thing where we debrief. I always tell my team, the big meeting don't mean nothing. It's the debrief that happens that make everything move. So one of the things I realize is that we're not scared to go to any school, to, any church, any mosque, or any corner, or any gangs. None of the crews or gangs scare me. All my team, we don't mind stepping to them. We don't mind talking to them and building them. Because the bullies need to be protected too. Because they don't know what to do with themselves. I was told to write a letter to a person. They said, write this letter to a person and forgive them. And I was like, I'm going to do that. And I apologized to them. And I was like, I'm going to write to this person. So the person I wrote, I said, dear beloved, I want to apologize to you for making you have to take your body through so much pain and suffering. I got shot up 2 times in 1 year. I got shot up in front of my door at 8 o'clock in the morning. And in that same year, I got shot up a month later, day after my birthday, 2:30 in the evening. My PO said, we're going to put you on a curfew. Your curfew going to have to be 7 o'clock. I said, I made my own curfew. I go in the house at 2:30 in the evening. Because I got shot up in the morning and the evening, right? So I'm not safe outside in the streets. One of the things that make it real, and I always ask people, is that we don't want to die. We're not trying to have a suicide moment. There's people that just don't know how to shoot, and they shooting us. Some of the people that got guns, they think they're going to tell us what to do. A guy told me, beloved, you keep winning the fights, but do you want to win the war? And I said, I want to just win, man. I'm tired of losing. Dudes done robbed me and my brother. They jumped us when we first came into the projects. So I'm like, man, listen, I can't take no more losses.
Housing development stuff.
Yes, housing development. So what made me laugh is that I told them that I was from a street, the group that jumped us. I told them from 40th Street, in between 7th and 8th. I moved to St. Nick Projects in 1989. They came with the skateboard that my brother had, beat him over his head, punched me all in my face, thumped us out. They chased us all down. I let my brother know, yo, it's over for school for me. I'm finna get to the streets. The streets got a different type of rule, and there's a different type of monster. But what I learned when I was in the street is that university is different. It's no principal, it's no dean, it's no teachers. The rules change every day. The only thing you could do is either be a monster or be a beast. You gotta be something, because if you're nothing, they're gonna keep running over you. So what I end up doing is I got a chance to get with Reverend Moe. He got a chance to remove me from having to deal with the hospitals and the way that I was dealing with it. But one of the things that we realized is not enough money. It's not enough money to do the work that we're doing. And we're not saying like we need all the money. We just need enough to be able to take care of the youth that we got. We got 800 youth. And the sad part is most of the establishments that we got, we can't hold 5,000 or 10,000 youth. So I could use other people's places. You heard the lady say, yeah, we can go into the school. Well, one of the schools was the first place that denied me. Yep. Oh, we can't have you in here. But when the principal was about to get killed and the dean was about to get hurt, then they let me come into school. Right. But they got to be getting hurt. A lot of times all the money going to the book smart people. It's not going to the credible messages. It's not going to the people that really know where to work at and how to work this. So the last thing I'll say is, man, we really do need a financial thing to stand on. I think we should own our own programs that's in our community. I don't think other people should own it for us, because this commissioner just showed us that just because we gave you something, we'll take it from you. And now my kids is left to be out there looking for a gun. Because we failed them. They feel like we're failures. They don't feel safe around us no more. I sat in a whole meeting and a lady said, I do not feel safe with a black man. And she said, not because they weak or anything like that, because they not safe.
what you have to remember is that most of these elected officials have their own people running programs.
Yes.
And so the discretionary funds, funds that they do have, all that kind, you listen, this is all a gimmick. All right? If you ain't down with me, you just ain't down. And I don't care what you say to me. You understand? I know the real deal. I've been in this 35 years. Okay? I'm tired. I'm worn out. I'm mad now. That's why I put my afro back. Enough is enough. Okay? So what we all have to do is keep it real. Keep it real. You see something, say something. You don't like something, don't eat it. My grandmother always told me that. Carmen, if you don't like it, don't eat it. My grandmother was a fighter, man. She lived in King Projects, baby. Housing development, sorry. Okay? And let me tell you, Grandma was something. Everybody knew my grandmother because she'd hit you with her pocketbook in a minute. What you doing? Puerto Ricans, you know, we, right? But if I want to, the message I want to really deliver is that we have rights. Please, people that live in our housing developments, I want you to look at the 964 regs. I want you to look at the 24 HRs. We have the right to own our own development. We don't have to go into RAD. We don't have to go into PAC. You know what I'm talking about. RAD, PAC, privatization, that's a sellout. We ain't doing that. We got resident management. We need to own our own stuff, and we can do it. And if I have to change parties, I'm doing whatever I got to do to make sure my people got what they want. So don't condemn me for being a Democrat. Don't condemn me for being a Republican, an independent. Condemn me for being human and trying to make sure that my 19 grand and my 13 great grand have somewhere to live tomorrow.
Okay. We have just a couple of minutes left. I wanted to hear from Siobhan.
So one thing that I do want to say is a lot of us, it's a system. So our communities and the gun violence didn't get to where it is today just out of nowhere. You had the communities, and how do you break down a community is by breaking everything around it. So our schools, the funding for our schools, the funding for our hospitals, the funding for our hospital police. I don't know, when I was growing up, there was hospital police. Now the police department got cut by close to 1,000 officers. We got PSA 4 in the developments, but they stretch so thin. And when something happens, who they pull, and they got big things going on, big events, who they pull first? The PSA 4. So now you leave in developments without anybody there to call to help them, to protect them. So you got them stretched so thin. So we've been defunded on a federal level, but guess what? The areas that they're defunding,
housing development.
So all of it's not just the buildings themselves, but it's everything that's around us and our resources that are being broken down, which then leaves us what? Fighting for survival. And then we end up fighting against one another. So it's a system. So let's support these initiatives and organizations that are here today. There's so many people that I didn't even know about. I was like, oh my goodness. I watched this brother's documentary and I was so, I felt like I was watching my little cousins and my brothers in them.
Exactly.
And I felt so, I said, I didn't even know about these initiatives and these programs. And like Ms. Carmen said, it's about your politicians. Let's start educating ourselves. Let's start showing up to town halls, showing up to meetings. We all play a part on the board, but we gotta work together.
Okay, that is going to be the last word for this panel. Please join me in thanking our panelists.
Beloved, and Carmen. Panelists and Errol, we're going to get you on videotape with Calvin, so don't go anywhere yet. He's going to be recording you, okay? Thank you, all of you, for being with us. I would like to hand the microphone over to my boss, my dear friend, and the amazing leader of Amsterdam News, who's making sure all this incredible work happens. Please, a round of applause for Eleanor Tatum, the publisher of Amsterdam News.
Thank you so much, Siobhan. And thank you to all of our panelists today and all of our moderators and to the wonderful staff at the Amsterdam News. Siobhan, thank you so much. Josh, thank you so much for doing everything that you do here. He's our digital editor. And thank you to all of our reporters and all of our other editors and all of our production team. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to everyone here at 1199. Thank you to Spoonbread, and thank you to all of you who helped to make this possible, and all of you that are helping to keep us safe and helping to keep our children safe, and that are helping to change the paradigm and helping to fight this fight that is so necessary. And we look forward to not having to have this type of forum. And let's continue to do this work that is oh so important, and help us to do this work by subscribing to the Amsterdam News, buying the paper, telling people about the work that we're doing, and help us to do this work. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and be safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. And beloved, the leftover lunches are for Living Redemption, so they're yours.
And just real quickly for our live stream, for folks on our webinar, so we have a few left. Let's just briefly about your reactions for the event today.
I think we heard a lot of real stories from people's lives, how gun violence and life of our communities directly impacts them. And that was our goal, to tell the story of how gun violence impacts individuals in their homes, in their schools, and in their healthcare. So I think we accomplished that. And I'd just like to give a huge shout out to 1199 SEIU Health Services, the largest healthcare union in the country, who's a primary underwriter of this event, and Teamsters 237, the largest Teamsters local in the nation. And also to give a big shout out to CA Metro, who also was involved in this today, along with a growing list of other supporters and sponsors. So thank you everyone for making this possible. Go right on our website, sign up for our free Editorially Black. You can get the news right there, no cost at all. And if you have $1 or $2 to spare, we'll be honored by your support. And with every donation, you do get a free subscription to the Amsterdam News digital product, which is our digital print legacy edition. It's been printed continuously for 110 years.
All right, thank you so much. We're going to end now. Thank you. Thank you for that.